This question came up recently, so I thought, okay, this is something we need to talk about. Do Aspies, people with Asperger syndrome, high functioning autism, do they have the capacity to love? Can they love other people? Can they love anything or anyone? And the answer is yeah, we have the capacity to love. We have the capacity for all emotions. So that mistake comes because people, the mistake being people think that we can't love or that we don't love, is because we don't express our emotions neurotypically. So neurotypical people think, well, you express love by hugging people. I don't really like to hug people. Sometimes I do. Generally, I don't. I don't like other people hugging me. Pat on the back is, I can tolerate it. And if someone is doing it just to be nice, again, I can tolerate it, but we just don't express love the way that others do. And you got to keep in mind that love, that's kind of a peculiar thing. Everyone knows what it is, right? I mean, everybody has somebody, yeah, I love that person. Or I love my cat. Or I love my car. I don't think you love the person and the cat and the car the same way, but we understand that. How do you define that? Well, I actually looked it up in the dictionary when I was preparing my notes here, and it said that love is affection. So why don't we just say affection? Well, I think affection is a part of love, but there's more to it than that. And I don't know that there is an adequate definition for what love really is. But again, do we really need it? I think everybody knows what it is. I'm not sure we need to define it. But there are, just so many variables to this thing called love. And the fact of the matter is, yes, Aspies can love other people. They can love their car. They can love their cat. They can love, they can hate, they can fear, name the emotion, they have the capacity for it. They just don't express it the way that neurotypical people do. And as we said earlier, that causes a little bit of confusion because neurotypicals think this guy must not have any emotions because I don't see him. Out of sight, out of mind. Because people with Asperger's, with autism, don't think. Mind blindness. We don't think the way they think. We don't present the way they present, and that causes a little bit confusion, well, sometimes a lot of confusion in their minds. Number two is the short answer, again, is yes. So we need to keep that in mind, that if you have a friend or a loved one who has Asperger syndrome or autism, and you're thinking, I don't think this person loves me, the problem is you're not looking at the right place. You're expecting, as we said earlier, for love to be expressed in a certain way. It's not going to be, probably ever, because mind blindness, they just don't, people with Asperger syndrome, with autism, just don't have the capacity. It's just not there. It's not part of their mindset. It's not part of their tool set. They just can't do it. They can mimic, they can see others do it. Okay, I'll do that. But that is not genuine. So the short answer is yes, they can experience love, they can be loved, and they can appreciate love, and as well as any other emotion you can think of. So number three is we need to keep in mind that people with Asperger syndrome typically don't reciprocate love actions. You express love to an Aspie, to someone with high-functioning autism or autism, and they may not express that love back. That doesn't mean they're not loving you back. They're just not using the same expression. So it's kind of like they speak a different language, and they're replying. But you don't understand the language, so it's as if they didn't say anything. So if you walk up to someone who speaks Russian, and you don't understand Russian, and you say, I love you, and the person replies in Russian, I don't know what that would be, but you don't understand them. So they say, well, I guess they don't love me because they didn't say it back. Yes, they did. You just didn't understand what they were saying. So expect people with Asperger syndrome to respond, but differently, in a different language. Number four is it all boils down to what we call a communication problem. Again, mind blindness inhibits our ability, our being people with Asperger syndrome, to understand the emotions of others and causes others to misunderstand our emotions and our response. So yeah, it's there. You're just not understanding it. So number five is suffice it to say that Aspies tend to express emotions differently. As we were saying before, it's there. It's just a different language. So, a person with Asperger syndrome may express love not by saying it, not with hugs and kisses, but by giving you a gift, or maybe being polite and courteous, or maybe supporting you, or maybe chances are they're not going to talk to you much because most Aspies don't do that. Some of them overdo it. But the chances are that's not going to be an expression of love. But still, the love is there and it will be expressed if the person loves you, and you need to recognize that and stop feeling like, well, I'm not loved, but rather look for those expressions and they will be there, and you will, I think you will appreciate them. See those two rectangles on the screen? If you want to keep on talking, just click one of those two rectangles. The conversation will continue as we keep hanging out together. But if not, well, thanks for stopping by. See y'all next time.